Well, good morning. Story time. Oh, let's say about 10 years ago, I was no, it wasn't quite 10 years ago, maybe 6 years ago. I was the special assistant to the chief of staff, deputy director, and director of the agency, one of the agencies under the Department of Homeland Security. In this particular instance, I had to schedule an appointment for the director to issue a decision for a disciplinary action to one of our employees. Okay, so I sent out the invitation on behalf of the director to the employee who was supposed to report to our office, to the C suite, to have this decision issued. The day of the meeting comes, the employee is nowhere to be found. And mind you, the employee worked in the same building as or the same complex as all of us. So the director lets me know that the employee has not arrived yet. So I called down to the security office and said, has so and so, is anybody downstairs to meet with the director? No. I wait a few more moments. So I walk down there and I see a man sitting in the lobby. And something says, go over and ask him, who is he waiting for? And I said, hello, I'm so and so. And you are, he said, oh, I'm this, that, and the other. I'm here to meet the director. And I'm like, do you work for the name of my agency? And he says, no, I work for CBP. But he had the same name as the employee who was scheduled to meet. So we have a couple of things wrong here. The first one is I sent the invitation to the wrong employee, because whether the Department of Homeland Security, whether you are with ICE, CBP, all of it is still on the same last DHS.gov. So I sent the invite to the wrong employee. So the employee who was supposed to show up didn't show up because he never got the invitation. And the employee who shouldn't have got the invitation showed up. I did that. Because I didn't verify that I was sending it to the right person before I sent the invitation. Now, fortunately, there was no documentation attached, because the person who showed up didn't even know why he was being summoned to my agency to meet with the director that he had no idea who was. What we have here going on in the last 24, 48 hours, that ain't it. But peep game, even with me messing that up, and he wasn't nearly as big as this, I accepted the responsibility that I messed up and was prepared for the consequences. But let's see what this person did.
Just kind of willy-nilly put out a bunch of stuff, without knowing who they're talking to.
They've been punching you and others to the National Security Council spokesperson statement, which I want to talk about in a second too. But in the last hour, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth reacted to your story after landing for a trip to Hawaii. He didn't initiate the chain, but he had a lot to say on the chain, It seems. Reporters
he had
asked
the most sensitive things to say.
He had the most sensitive things to say, including the kind of war detail plans that you didn't even include in your reporting because you didn't want to put operational details in your reporting.
Look, we can say this now. We know American pilots are involved in this operation. That's very, very dangerous work. I found out about this as a civilian 2 hours before the operation launched. The last thing I want, even as a reporter who wants to know about government decision-making, obviously, the last thing I want is to see American lives endangered in any way.
Which is why you didn't include it. And this is why it could have been many people on that chain, which is part of the thing I think that should be explored. Let me play what Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth had to say.
You're talking about a deceitful and highly discredited so-called journalist who's made a profession of peddling hoaxes time and time again. Nobody was texting war plans, and that's all I have to say about that.
I can't tell you how disgusted I am. I cannot tell you how disgusted I am. Any of these individuals want to say integrity to me, the first thing I'm going to say is spell it. Spell it. The journalists took more care and responsibility of the information than the people who are in charge of it. And all you got is to say, try to disparage him. Y'all about some raggedy, low down mother effers. Low down. And you think we all stupid. Yep. And you the most qualified. The hell you say. I'm sure you had many drinks. I hope y'all paying attention. Deny, deny, deny. Lie, lie, lie. Even in the lower ranking people, we know that there are certain things you don't discuss outside of government sanctioned, approved channels. We know. Even on the little government laptops that they give us, it is clear. The training that we all have to take annually, you do not discuss government information through non-government channels. And what Fox is doing, y'all some low down MFers. We regret to inform that there was some sensitive information. No. Classified. There's a difference. And see, that's something else we learn in training. There is confidential, there's sensitive, non-sensitive, confidential, non-classified, classified, top secret. No, that wasn't sensitive. It was classified. And y'all want to sit here and tap dance. Oh my gosh, we in trouble, y'all. And all you got is to try to discredit the person who took more care of the information than you did, and then you, Hegseth, what's the name of your name is, gonna sit here and say it was not discussed, but the information that he presented was within 2 hours of bombs dropping. Really? Really? I would spit in your face. And I know that's bad. Forgive me. But for you to insult us like that, I take that back. I wouldn't spit in your face. But I will let you know I wouldn't be with the bullshit if you tried to say that to me in my face. Like, save that for somebody else who's going to believe that. But there are those, though, who have bought this hook, line, and sinker and will want to give grace to the highest officials. But the people who have not even nearly the level of responsibility would have been imprisoned, definitely brought up on charges, definite disciplinary action. And I can say it because I used to do them and have seen for things far less egregious than what we're talking about here on a larger scale. Y'all, those are my thoughts. What are yours? Take that with you.